Tonight, actor Arsenio Hall. The View's Meredith Vieira. Actor and recording artist Chris Isaak. Film critic Michael Medved. And special correspondent Adam Carolla from the Hollywood Stock Exchange party at the House of Blues.
Popular singer, actor to say the least, and the star of the Chris Isaak Show premiering on Showtime later this year, Mr. Chris Isaak, also joining our band. Hey, pleasure to meet you. Thank you for doing this for us.
Again.
He is a very funny comedian, to say the least, a talented actor, and our pal, Mr. Arsenio Hall. Hey, there's
Put
still...
my job, man. I've been here every week now. What's up, y'all?
Yes. Okay. They're still woofing for you. I love that.
Yeah, you know, ain't like a good woof.
You'll be 80, and they will be woofing.
Stop! Get out of my face! Don't do that.
Yes. Woof. Okay. Well, I don't know where to start with this show. It goes on longer every year. And let me ask you this.
Shortest year this year, I think.
No, please.
No, this was long.
Without the dance numbers,
I
still...
think they may have actually gotten the record. It was within a matter of minutes. Because
Yes.
it was like 4 hours, 2 minutes
Right.
last year, and that was the all-time record. And I think this was like 3 minutes longer.
Right. That kid
So-
from The Sixth Sense drove home. I'm saying, okay. But you heard what I...
that kid?
He's a 6.
He's
You
11.
sure about that?
He's 11.
Like I say, 11.
Yeah. He was 6 when he played Forrest Gump Jr.
You always find out later they're 16
and then
years
he was
old.
6.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I don't think kids, by the way, should even be nominated. I think that should be absolutely...
Why?
Because they're kids.
So
Because
what?
it's like an animal trick. You know, it's like an animal trick. The orangutan doesn't really know he's giving you the finger. That's just my... I mean, first of all...
That explains you, right?
Oh! Break it up now. Come on. Come on. She needs a cut, man.
I love that kid. I thought he was brilliant.
Well, maybe he was, but shouldn't you have to wait before you get certain things in life? I mean, if you win an Oscar at 11, what is left for you?
Anna Paquin.
Sex.
You know? No.
There's a lot of things to look forward to. I'm just saying. No,
He's
after
already
the
had
Oscar,
sex.
there's other things.
Now, I will tell you one thing, that they did this whole tribute to the great child stars of the past, and that, to me, was frankly, the worst part of the show this year. Is not
There's a lot of other worse parts of the show.
Yeah.
I don't mean just the child stars, but all of it. It was like an ad for American movie classics. I mean, one package after another about great films from motion picture history. And that's terrific if you really want to make this last an extra hour over what it's scheduled to be.
What about the parts of Ishtar that they showed?
That was valuable.
Okay.
Do you know that Ishtar is an anagram? You know that. And if you rearrange the letters from Ishtar, it spells rat. No.
Oh.
Rat droppings. No, really, it does. You can work it out.
You got a lot
Was
of free
there
time on your
like
hands.
a meeting or?
Hey, we're live. We can say red.
Somebody had to do it. I guess.
You know, it's the same thing every year with the Oscars. You turn on the TV at 9 o'clock, and for the first 3 hours, they're giving awards to producers of Czechoslovakian cartoons.
Some pretty cool Czechoslovakian cartoons.
My question, what is going on with Angelina Jolie and her brother?
Oh.
Wait,
Something not right there. There's
Bill, this
something.
proves the commitment to family values.
She loves her brother. She loves her brother.
The whole family's weird, though, right? I mean, because wasn't her father mad when she won, like, the Golden Globe? It's a weird, it's like, she's like the new Sean Young. It's just a whole, you know, dysfunctional, big Sean Young fan.
Yeah, I was going to say,
You know?
what the hell?
Sean's mom, ex-roommate,
Well,
they're all here.
I do want to get into family values, but of course we're live. I have to stay on time. We're going to take a break, come back to Adam Carolla and family values. We're going to get into that with Mr. Medved. Now, you heard what I said in the monologue. They waited for the Christians to go to bed, and then they gave out the awards to the cross-dressers, the gays, and the abortionists.
Well, they gave Angelina Jolie earlier in the evening. That's the family values again.
Why is she? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But-
Well, she's also, her part in Girl Interrupted is also a little bit gender bending. I mean, she's certainly a young lady with wide interests.
Can he say wide?
That's where I was going too, yeah.
I didn't see the movie, so she's a lesbian in the movie?
Well, no, she's basically your basic abysmal, horrible, disgusting, witchy character who seems to come on to everybody and everything. And
My kind of girl. My question, Mike, is, I know that you rail about the fact that Hollywood has a liberal agenda, and this seems to feed into your theory. But what I always say is the country is liberal, they just won't admit it. And that's why they go to see movies with liberal themes, because they really do want abortion to be legal. They really do want pot to be legal. They really do want President Clinton, even if he committed adultery. Okay?
yeah, but guess what?
It's not Hollywood that's liberal, it's the country that's liberal. They just won't say the word.
Why don't conservatives make films?
That's a huge question, and I ask that
They
question
do.
all the
Pat
time.
Buchanan would make a really fun film, I think. You know? Oh, I love Pat's writing. Oh, the new Rush Limbaugh comedy.
But to go back to what you're talking about, if you take a look at the films that had the most clear political statements associated with them tonight, they were Boys Don't Cry and Cider House Rules. Both
Right.
films, you had to subpoena people to go see them. Neither one was a box office success, so not even close. Not
Yeah.
even close. And when John Irving
Wait a second,
comes up,
Cider House Rules did okay, did it not?
no, it did not. It did not. It's been very difficult. They tried to sell it with this ridiculous, deceptive ad campaign.
Yeah.
An American classic about family.
Right? I mean, this is Miramax's idea of how they're going to sell this picture. And the truth is, I even had...
And if you do something about family, you don't have to put no black people in the damn movie.
Well, they do. They have...
You can't find no black people in film.
No.
Arsenio, they have Delroy Lindo rapes his daughter, Erykah Badu, and then she has to have an abortion performed. That's the big climax of the movie. So there are black people in there, not...
Abortion. Don't even say it. Oh.
I don't think there's a liberal agenda. I disagree. I don't think that Hollywood can afford to have an agenda. It's all about making money.
Then why do you, how do
Exactly.
you explain John Irving getting up before 1 billion people or 2 billion people or
That
however
was
many
John
are
Irving.
watching?
You mean talking about like thank you to Planned Parenthood?
Yeah, not only, and saying this is a movie about abortion. And that's what he said. Or how
But
do you
it is a
explain...
movie
how do you
about it.
You're a good
explain-
writer. Why haven't you ever written a film? Because I know what you think about violence and sex. Why haven't you should write a film, man?
Well, I'm a member of the Guild. I used to write films years ago,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, don't bring up a sore point.
right, please don't.
You know,
No,
it's the same as your limo driver. He has a screenplay.
right.
They just haven't optioned it. Don't bring that up.
Actually, it was optional.
Aren't artists and writers and musicians and people, all the people that I, see in creative arts, don't they tend to be a little liberal anyway?
Exactly.
I mean, so...
Yes, but that's different from what you're saying that there are liberal because the
agenda.
country is liberal.
But the
And
country is liberal.
in some things.
In most things. And they just will not say the word. The word got demonized. It became like the word gay. It's like you say, I'd like to meet my friend Bob. He's liberal.
Well,
I mean...
Is he out?
but see, Bill,
Unlike some people at the show
problem, the
tonight,
problem with your theory is a reliably your reliably democratic state, California, right, which has been very democratic recently, just voted 60% of people voted against gay marriage in this state. And there are a whole series of issues on which the country, is not liberal. Country loves, for instance, the military. And when you take a look at the way Hollywood has treated the military, a very notable exception is this new film of Samuel L. Jackson, Rules of Engagement, which is very sympathetic to the Marine Corps. But generally, whenever the military is treated, they're evil.
What about that one where Meg Ryan won the Gulf War?
Yeah, but guess what?
And did a hell of a job. She and Denzel Washington. A woman and a black guy won the Gulf War. That's not liberal?
No, it is. And that's the whole point. And the point about that movie is here you take a war, which overwhelmingly was supported by the people who live in this country. And the only major movie that's ever been made about it, the only two, are Three Kings, which is very negative toward the Gulf War, and Courage Under Fire, which is the Meg Ryan movie you're talking about, which is like a very big argument for women in combat, which is a key liberal cause. I mean,
you know what? I got a question. You think talking about this about films you make. When Clinton had this whole thing with Monica, right?
I heard about it. Yeah.
Right, you heard about it. How come? You know, usually you got a movie of the week that comes out like 2 weeks later if there's any kind of wild, scandalous thing. Why didn't they have? I mean, that would have been a great movie of the week. They could have had somebody play Monica, somebody play Bill. You would.
It already was a movie. You didn't need to make it. You know.
You would have had. It would have been. People would have watched it, I think. And I'm surprised that nobody made that.
That's a good question because they certainly do it on every other thing. There was 3 movies about O.J. and also about
Mike Tyson movies.
Joey Buttafuoco.
Yeah.
Joey
Blacks in the
Buttafuoco.
media. Yeah. We got the rapist and we got O.J. now. All right.
Black guy. It's a black guy. He killed somebody. Green lighted.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a green light commercial. We'll be right back.
About Denzel, would you say that?
I thought he would win, and I think he should have won. I think the guy deserved to win. Not because it's the best movie, but because it's the best performance, and that's what they're supposed to be judging. Not the accuracy of the movie, but the quality of the work. That work was the best work by an actor this year.
Right, but the Academy does hold you accountable if you're in a movie that for some other reason they find dubious. And I have to say, I agree, it's a great performance, but it is not a good movie because it takes liberties. I mean, if you...
Well, but how about Oliver Stone?
Not like this.
How about the Mike Wallace situation?
Insider, you're right,
Yeah,
but also Boys Don't Cry. Boys Don't Cry.
Mike
has
Wallace said
lawsuits
some of
about
that
it.
stuff was fictionalized.
Did Babe Ruth actually go and talk to a kid the kid was sick in the hospital and he hit 3 over the park?
Lou Gehrig, but that's...
Yeah, Lou Gehrig.
Yeah,
Isn't it
Pride of the Yankees.
What was it? Babe Ruth in
No,
the movie
he's right.
takes a kid and he talks to a kid. And
You might have to let this one go, Chris.
No, I got my baseball down.
No, he's right. It's Babe Ruth. Lou Gehrig's the guy who died.
Yeah, no, but...
Okay.
And they named the disease after him.
But no,
Do you really care?
And it's good it went that way instead of the other way around, because what are the chances then?
Yeah,
right?
I do, and I don't think it's the same. I mean, yes, there are fictional moments in a lot of movies where they have to make composites, and yes, it's true in The Insider. There are some...
Rocky beating a black man with a mohawk. You know, I mean, it's, a lot of times you have to...
In a
Right,
movie,
I mean...
in a movie, you're always going to be played by somebody... See, I hope they make a movie you like, because you're always played by somebody better looking, and they take out all the stuff about you beating your wife and cheating on your...
Right, I mean, they make Hurricane... I think it just would have been out...
Yeah, and Tina still don't like black men. I opened for her when I was a comic and in the old days, and Tina was like, make him dress on the boardwalk, you know? It's like, hey, all the white boys got dressed, what's up? You know, it's like, so I hit her, you know? It's like, say my name.
Hi.
But I think it would have been a better movie if they had made it about a flawed character, which he was. There was no reason to make him a saint. I mean, just to give you some of the examples of what they changed in the movie. He comes home from the Army. He looks like Colin Powell. He actually was court-martialed 4 times. He goes to jail. They say for no reason. What happened? He mugged 3. He had 3 counts of mugging.
Yeah, who cares?
Little thing.
Bill, what you're saying, you're absolutely right. It would have been a better movie and an even better performance if it had showed a transition.
But you know
Once
what?
again,
Wait,
they're trying to make money. As she mentioned earlier, we're trying to make the best movie. Sometimes the real story ain't that good.
You know what?
Another German art film.
You're right.
You know, but we're trying to get paid.
But you know what? To my 11-year-old, that was a brilliant, brilliant movie. It is now his favorite movie, and he doesn't care whether the facts were wrong here or there.
So we should judge movies on what
No,
an
but I'm just
11-year-old
saying,
thinks?
yeah, so you should give them the Academy Award before they have sex, too. But, no, what I'm saying is it impacted so much on him, and that one human being can make a difference and taught him a lot. I mean, that means more to me than whether some of the facts were wrong. Who cares?
Real names then?
It's a movie.
Did they use real names, or just since it's just a movie, just say, well, this isn't a true story. This
When
is a...
Bette Midler,
Midler
did Janis Joplin, they just called it The Rose. They
Right.
didn't use Janis
Call
Joplin's
this
name.
the Blizzard, then.
The Cyclone.
Because this is not the story of Hurricane. Don't you care that your 11-year-old is being fed a bunch of lies?
Yeah, but everybody, look at Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone would just make up stuff. You know, it's like Kennedy was with Della Reese, and he'd just stick it in the movie, you know?
I think he was, though. Actually, that's true.
That part is true.
They
Okay.
have proof on
Say,
that
for instance,
now.
on the spectrum. Yeah, but
All right.
everybody does it.
Yeah.
You make a good movie that way.
Put your hands up, for God's sakes.
He
Oh,
knows it's a movie.
I never had a
People
man
know
ask
it's
me to do that, but come on, Chris. Hey.
Put them up here, let's see.
God
almighty.
And
nature.
I gotta take another commercial. We will be right back. You love that movie? I do too.
Well
That's the big winner tonight. We got to talk about that one. I mean, I think it's because we boomers relate to that guy. You know, a middle-aged guy. who's
lusting after a 16-year-old.
Yeah, you're on your own, Bill.
That was wrong.
Yeah, but he,
That part was wrong.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it. Which
Right, he
here in
doesn't.
Hollywood is called science fiction. But I mean, he has this midlife crisis, and he discovers young girls
And dope.
and pot.
Yeah, which
I
is
love this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his Willie.
But
You know that.
You know, I mean, you talk about an agenda and a message.
You
I mean,
think-
who's the worst character in the movie? The one who's most hateful, abusive to his family? It's the
Next door neighbor.
right
Next door neighbor,
winger,
that's
the
right.
former Marine colonel, hostility to the military, hostility to anybody who's identified with
latent
some kind of...
homosexual. He's
Yeah,
also-
yeah. And
As you bring this
the
stuff
one-
up, I'm starting to think, yeah, conservatives are the worst.
Yeah, well, see, but maybe the movie...
But I thought you were wonderful prior to this.
Well, thanks. But the only couple in the movie that is a loving, wholesome couple, are the two gay guys who live down the street. They're the only
No,
couple-
the teenage kids are a loving, cool couple.
they're becoming a
What do you mean
couple, and he's a
becoming?
drug dealer. He's a teenage drug
One
dealer
little
and
thing.
former mental patient.
The young people need time. See, the gay people, they was gay when they moved there, and they love it and everything. You know, the young people...
And the young people need role
the
models
sequel.
too.
Okay.
You know, like the teenage drug dealer mental
All right.
patient.
I gotta go back to, let's go back to Adam.
Hey,
I want to
Adam.
see what Adam, Adam, are you still there at the House of Blues?
Oh, yeah. Take off on the Kevin Spacey, you know.
Yeah. That,
Coming up, we'll return to the House of Blues with correspondent Adam Carolla. Planning to be in the Los Angeles area and would like free tickets to Politically Incorrect, call 323-575-4321.
all right. Let's go back one more time to Adam. They're in there.
They're listening at least.
Let me, your song from Eyes Wide Shut. Great song. The song did well. The movie...
I like that. That works. That's
Yeah,
good.
It's really nice. You know,
The
as
mov-
hooks go.
Yeah.
The movie did not do so well. Now, I happen to like this movie, and
The movie, wait a minute. I think you have to be saying that just for the argument. The movie
No,
was
no,
so
you
bad,
didn't
I'm
see-
shocked I wasn't in it. It was like, I was like, did I do this one? This is terrible. And you know, it's like I wanted Kubrick to go out on, you know,
They had
I
stuff that
I
they
want to
cut
dig him
out
up
of
and get
that
my
film.
$8 back. I'm so damn
I
mad about
saw
that
a
movie.
movie.
I'll tell you how bad that movie was.
There's another version that people, I don't know if you may have seen it, there's another longer version of that, and they cut stuff out, and it's about a 6-minute, really cool car chase scene through San Francisco. Up and down, just like bullets.
See, that's what I needed.
No, but
That would have
was
made
really
it right for me.
well,
The movie was so bad that they didn't include Kubrick in that in memoriam section. They do at the Oscars every year. They do the people who croaked the year just passed. They didn't put Stanley Kubrick's face
Or
up
it could
there.
be like Elvis, they're not sure.
Everybody's mad about their $8. Everybody.
okay, but what about this scene? There is one great scene. You have to give it up for that scene where they're having a fight, and Nicole Kidman, her character, says, she reveals to Tom Cruise that even though she loves him and they have this wonderful marriage, that there was this naval officer that she saw just across her room, and somehow If she could have gone off with him at that moment, she would have left her husband and her children and done it and never looked back. And that is why women are so scary. Because...
That's why? Oh, that's
because
that's one reason.
When we cheat, at least we're predictable. We'll go after anything. But is that not the scariest thing in the world? And I think
the scariest thing in the world is the internet pictures of Dr. Laura. I just want to throw that. That's the second scariest thing in the world. There, that's the second. Dr. Laura looked like olive oil on steroids. Is frightening.
And she was cheating at the time, I think.
Yeah. She got a lot of love telling people how to live when she was like a stank hole back in the day. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait a second. Wait, she said. Well, I want to hear about this. Wait a second.
Let me.
Click Dr. Laura into Find.
Right.
Pictures.
I don't have. I got a computer. Can I get it like on an Etch-a-Sketch? Can you pick it up on an Etch-a-Sketch?
I think so, but the breasts aren't as wrinkled. But you know,
she's naked on this thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on here? Bill wants to talk about. Bill wants to talk about Nicole Kidman, and you want to talk about Dr. Laura.
Hey, I spend my days with a man who doesn't speak English. I have to talk to.
And when you say skank ho back in the day, let me translate that for your country fans. In times past, she passed it around a lot of times. That's what you're saying?
Michael pretend like he's conservative and don't get it, but after the show he'll be back up in Seattle sitting with Hammer talking about, did I slay him, boss?
Yeah.
Ear.
Sitting with Hammer. I don't think Mike's that desperate. Anyway, ouch.
Ow. Somewhere Hammer saying, what did I do? I said, you can't touch this, and they got mad. I don't know what.
You can't touch this, and the world went, yes, we can.
Don't you think it's...
I'm sorry, I didn't wreck Hammer's career.
Hammer, this is my fault, man. I was just doing a gratuitous, you know, and then he went crazy.
And wound up
he just went crazy.
fronting on Mr. Hammer.
Okay, you're talking about that scene with Nicole Kidman, right? And the differences between men and women and infidelity.
Right.
And I will tell you that I think that one thing that movie did is it unified men and women in terms of a desire to step out, and it was a desire to step out of the film. I mean, really, it's just walk away.
Hey, but wait,
that's a great scene.
When my music was playing, didn't you get a tear to your eye? Because I choked up. I choke up every time I hear my music play. You know, what is it? There's that theme song I wrote for late night. Every time I hear it on TV, I choke up and I think, there's a buck for Chris.
Well, what about the other marijuana smoking scene in American Beauty? Because Nicole Kidman is smoking in that scene, too. But in American Beauty, when they're in the car and they're smoking a fatty,
that's
a
marijuana scene.
Right.
A large one.
They
overweight.
They must have glaucoma or be on chemotherapy.
Right.
And Mina Savari says, you know, I think I have a shot at being a model, which would be great because the worst thing in the world is to be ordinary. Don't you think that really gets at an essential theme that runs through our culture? Don't you think a lot of kids today think the worst thing in the world you could ever be is not rich or famous? And I think that's pretty bad for our society.
Pretty philosophical for a TV show.
Well said. No, but it's absolutely true. There's and in fact, that was a theme of an old Oscar-winning film called Ordinary People, which is that there's something wrong with just being a normal, hard-working, tax-paying American. And you know what? For a lot of people out there, if you take a look at every polling, survey analysis of the way people feel about their lives and they feel about their marriages, most people don't think the suburbs are a nightmare. And most people don't think that marriage is a trap, right? And that is a message that you get in film.
Not this crowd.
Well, you know...
A bunch of potheads over there now.
Right, they do present this, American Beauty does, the suburbs as a sterile wasteland, which is not true. Only the good suburbs are a sterile wasteland. No, but I've always defended...
You've always wanted to be ordinary?
No.
Hell no, not Billy.
No, but I think it's not good to present the idea that the Oscars do it also, that, you know what, you could all be up here. Because you know what, at the end of the day, they can't all be up there.
Yeah, and the thing is, what's wrong with normal life? I mean, Meredith, one of the things about you is you talk about your family and your normal life, right?
Wait, there's two conversations going on now. I like them both, but...
Well, you just said they can't all be up there, but I just watched the Oscars, and I'm always blown away by how many people that win something or up there
Look
or
who
in
went
show
to the
business, they all
Oscars this
have
year, an ordinary
family who's
guy.
like, my dad's in the business or something like that.
The nepotism in show business is worse than a Dartmouth, exactly.
You know?
And the most, right. And the annoying thing is sometimes those second-generation people say, you know, it was harder for me.
Yeah.
Because my father was
Yeah, right.
so-and-so.
Well, look how the Oscars, they honored Willie Fulgier for finding the stat. Wasn't that a touching moment?
Yes, it was.
Look at you.
I
A
think-
lovely, ordinary guy, and he's at the Oscars.
He was a
He's
lovely,
got a
ordinary
deal.
guy who
Because
knew
he-
that when he found it, he had to call a TV
They were
station.
Well, he's
working
a
on that.
smart man.
Because he
They were working
stumbled
that angle
upon the
pretty good.
Oscars in
He
a
knows how to
dumpster.
work it.
Yeah.
He's going to move from ordinary to
And believe
extraordinary.
me, tomorrow he will be back at the dumpster in a tuxedo. We have to take a break. We'll be right back. Left in a live show. I want to thank the band. They were great. You got a great band. And you, Chris Isaak, Arsenio, Meredith Vieira, Michael Medved, and Adam Carolla, our correspondents. See you next year.